Good day, everyone. My name is Tunde Moses. I'm a music director and also a music consultant. I want to say thank you for joining us today. Today we have something special for you, and I have somebody that's so special to me. I have one of my bonds here with me, and I'm so sure that there's a lot to learn. So we're going to talk. We're going to be talking about music, the choir structure, excellence in music, and all that. So this is someone that's handled a lot of projects. Trust me, a lot of project, the major project that you see on your screen. This man is one of the people that handle this project, and I'm so happy and so privileged to have him here. And then I need to say this also, that while growing up, this person is also part of my success story. I can say that, yes, because growing up, he was my music director too when I was, just growing up and then just doing music small small. So I'm so honored and privileged to have my Egmo here. We call him Uncle K. So we're still going to introduce himself. Thank you for coming, sir. I'm so grateful.
What do I say now? All right, thank you for having me. It's a privilege for me to be here as well. Yeah, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They call me Uncle. Okay, don't mind it. My name is Kayode. Yeah, for sure. Kayode Olatunbi, and you can call me K Money. I prefer K Money. Okay. The Uncle K. I don't know where the uncle is coming from. All right. It's good to be here today.
Yeah, thank you. So I know that it's going to be a nice conversation here today. Yeah, so I've noticed that in choir, there's the part of leadership, and then there's the part of there is the music part. So how do you balance something like that? Because you need to pay attention to the people. You need to get to know your people first before even doing music. So how do you manage people before approaching music?
What do I say to this now? Actually, like you said, you need to know your people. As a choir leader, might not be the choir master, if probably just one of the leaders in the choir, especially if it's a large choir, where I am right now. The choir I'm in right now is a very, very large choir.
Yes.
We're talking about over 300 people on an average day, and sometimes if everybody comes back, like those who are probably on sabbatical or somewhere, we're talking about over 400, 500. Okay, so the truth of the matter is...
And they're all volunteers.
They are all volunteers.
Yes.
They are volunteers, then maybe very few due to the structure of the church.
Yes.
They employed one or two people as assistant worship leaders and the likes, just max 5. But we're talking about 8 people right now.
Yes.
Truth of the matter is, you may not know everybody by their name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, typical example. I work out. I was going home from the gym it was last week, and I saw a lady and I greeted her. She said, I said, that was rehearsal. And when I didn't see her rehearsal last week, I was like, do you know me? I'm like, how would I know? If I don't know your own greeting, you're in the choir. She was surprised. I said, I might not know your name, but I know you by face. So it's almost impossible for you to know everybody by name when you're talking about 200 people above. But you know them by face.
Yes.
So you just by recognizing them, sometimes you might not even have any opportunity to talk to maybe one or some of them in 4 weeks. Probably you have one-on-one interaction, but you know that they come. So by doing that, you pay attention to them, and it gives them some sense of belonging. Okay, this person knows that, okay, we are here.
Yes.
And as a leader, if you are in a large group like that, you have a leader in a large group like that, the best you can do for yourself is to delegate. And I don't know if you want me to delve into that right now. We're talking about structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get into structure.
So we should still leave that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, what you just need to do is, you don't have to know them by name. Just know them by face and try as much as possible to, during your rehearsal, eye contact, and then if probably something brings both of you together, converse with them, 1 or 2 lines, and then move on. They know that, okay, this person knows us, and then be approachable. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Yeah, because some of them might probably want to get to have a conversation with you. Don't be too far. Like we usually say, be far enough to be desirable and be close enough to be available. So that's all I can say.
Yes. So now I can see that it's a different ball game when you're handling a large choir and then a small choir. So it is it's different.
For a small choir, you must know everybody.
You must know everybody.
You have no choice. You just have to do that
because you want them to come the next time. Yeah. So you need to do that. So what does structure mean in the choir?
Okay, what we'll talk about
and how important is structure too in the choir?
This structure thing is very, very important, either for a large choir or a small choir.
Yes.
For a small choir, it might have some functions probably it's omitted, but there are some basic ones that you cannot do without. What do I mean? For instance, let's take a small choir, for instance. Let's say a choir of 10, 15, 20. Let's say we have 8 soprano singers, 7 alto singers, and basically guys, the unserious ones. 4, or sometimes you even have to choose it. Yeah, we know we are very, very serious, but we are the life of the choir. Yes. Without us, the group will not be interesting. So, you have a choir master, and then because it's a small choir, and also as a leader, I personally believe that that's when you start testing your leadership skills. You don't have to do everything by yourself.
Yes.
I learned this the hard way, to be honest. Being in a large choir and then you go out to deal with a small choir and then you want to be the alpha and omega of everything, realize that you are doing so much because of the quest and the zeal to get results. You are overdoing it. But at the same time, wisdom says that just pick, all of the choir members cannot be bad in that group. Yes. So you just have to look at the people that are a bit serious and give them some sense of responsibility. With that, your job is going to be very, very easy. So back to the structure. For a small choir, you are the choir master, no doubt. You cannot run away. So you might not be, in quotes, for that church, you are still the music director, but they might not give you that title.
Yeah.
So choir master, music director, nomenclature, based on size of the organization. Yes. So choir master, definitely you cannot do without, let's say, a treasurer, somebody who keeps the money, because volunteers, you need money to run some things. You cannot do without that. You cannot do without part leaders. That's section leaders. Some people call them section leaders. Okay, like I said, a small choir, you see 1 or 2 people who are very highly technical in that place. Just give them a bit of responsibility and then you pour yourself into them. Everything you think you know in teaching their group, just put a bit of them in all of those people. It makes your job easy. Yes. That's the technical part. Then talk about money, treasurer, talk about somebody who is like a librarian. Now, in this quote now, librarian means that somebody who keeps the songs that you guys do and the lights and everything, score, and not just even score now. Score is digital on our phones.
Yes.
Yeah, in terms of all the songs we've been doing, in case you want to visit them again. And also, that's more of librarian IT department. And also, then definitely, since it's a church choir we're talking about right now, you cannot do without somebody who's probably going to be responsible for praying for them. Yeah. Okay, the person that will remind, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what we're praying today, we're fasting, just to bring up our spiritual life up there as choristers. Then you'd, by default, somebody who is in charge of your wardrobe.
Yes.
So if you look at all of those things, by the time you look, okay, this is what the choir wants to achieve, somebody in charge of wardrobe, somebody in charge of this, somebody, just look at it. And then by the time you put all the structure together, it makes your job easy. Then if you now translate it to the large choir, as a large choir now, when you talk about music director, maybe you have main adult choir, you have a youth choir, you have children choir. It means that the music director is responsible for the whole, the choir of the music of the church as the case may be. So in that, you cannot say that you want to just be the music director for the adult choir alone. You must cut across every part. So what do? You appoint people, just like the people that represent you. I would say in our church now, we have a music director, and also for the adult choir, responsible in teaching operational whatever every day and then every week. So when the music director comes, just comes to see what we've done. For the youth church too, we have people who are there and then they report to the music director. Junior church too is one of us who left the adult church to go and do the junior church. Just like we were then in back in 2013 now, 2014.
Yes.
So it's like I just put all those structures in place and you'll be fine. It makes your job easy.
Yes, fantastic. So while we're just, explaining this thing, something just dropped in my heart. So I said I would ask you. So how do we balance this thing? So I noticed that a lot of people now start worshiping music instead of focusing on God. So because there's the pressure to deliver well, excellence, which is very good. But we now get to a point now that everybody's worshiping music.
This is great. This question gets us view. It's not, but I know sometimes you just have to deal with yourself first.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, because of the pressure of trying to get results, most times we forget that we are first spiritual beings.
Yes.
Before all these technical, you're doing source 4, source 2, all those technical jargons that we're just trying to like I was telling some people some weeks ago, like there's no crime in just being simple.
Yeah.
Just know your audience. We want to do, for instance, let's take a praise worship, for instance. I want to do a praise worship session. You have only 20 minutes. And the first 10, 15 minutes of your praise worship is looking like you're doing a special number. Your duty is to lead the people into the presence of God.
Yes.
And then you've overcooked your praise worship. You're going to be losing people.
Yes. You'll be focused on
too much technicalities.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the pressure of, I believe in technicality, like you hear something, then don't just dwell too much on it. In your music, just one or two. So when somebody hears that, the person can then go back and say, okay, I heard something for somebody who's highly musical. Okay, this is what they did here. But don't forget something. The most important thing is for you to lead the people into the presence of God.
Yes.
First, be a worshiper. Don't worship the music.
Yes.
Worship the God of the music.
Yes.
So I personally believe, as much as you want to be technical, be very, very, be also simple. Am I permitted to mention people's name?
Yes, you can.
For instance, Johnson Yekon, this period now, I'm so glued to Johnson Yekon's music. And I look at how he does his own music. It's simple and at the same time it's technical.
Technical, yes.
You listen to him, he establishes the melodies and everything, and okay, this is what we are doing. Then after that, when his backup singers are coming up, then that's where you start hearing
technicality.
But the basis of the song, it's not lost.
Yes.
But you just see people from the beginning, they just put everything together and you're like, okay, where are we going? So people are just waiting, and then you start over and over again, and I'm like, okay, what is this? What are we doing? You can be very technical at the same time, be simple. So at the end user, like my pastor will usually say, the job of the leader is to make complex things simple to the end user. Just like this phone. I don't have to understand what is in this phone. But my own is I want to press the phone. I want to make a call. I want to send a message to someone.
Yes.
It's just to communicate. That's how it should be.
Yes.
But we are all learning.
Yes. Yes. So so there's a story in the Bible in Exodus where the Israelites were coming out from I can't remember where they're coming from. They were coming out from a particular place, and then some people joined them. So they did not just join them alone. They came with their sheep and all that. So now in numbers, in numbers. So the people that joined them in numbers, they started complaining, and then Moses now joined them. He was now complaining. That was where God now told Moses to select 70 people and all that, appoint people. So now the where I'm actually driving at is, how do you know who to join your team? Because some people will come with strange spirit. Some people will come for different reasons. Now you handle like a large choir. So I know that your choir, I know before, I don't know now, but before I know you do audition like twice in a year. Yeah. So how do you know who to join the choir? How do you do? I know that there's a music part where, or maybe you just run through like maybe the audition process, or is there like a spiritual checkup, or everybody just come and then you just start growing?
How do you measure the spirituality of somebody? You have a spiritual meter. Okay, definitely you must be very discerning.
Okay.
You must have discerning spirits. That's very, very key as a leader, not just as a leader. And if you have chosen people as your leaders, you must also ensure that, okay, they are up there. And so that's when somebody comes for audition, don't just because this person can sing. There are so many things to look out for. I remember a particular case, fantastic singer, this lady. But during the audition, the attitude was bad. So the head of membership, who is in charge of recruitment, now says, no, you know what? Based on the review of this audition panel, I'm not going to throw this person away. I'm just going to put her in a place. Then I'll allow the music director to come and give. We have a meeting and the music director will give a final verdict. Eventually, the lady was taken in. And then what did we do? Just place her on probation to let her understand that, okay, you know what? You're joining the choir. It's not just about spirituality, but attitude matters. And that takes me back to the audition process. So, to streamline the audition process, you just have to come up with like a guide. Okay, this is a choir. What do you want in this choir? Age range, 1, 2. Okay, the person must be a working class or a businessman, because when it talks we need money and everything, come and donate money, come and contribute money to the choir. There won't be excuse, okay, uniform, you want to, and all those things like that. So you must establish all those things. Yes. Then definitely you have to be in alignment with the church vision itself. Yes. Because the senior pastor is number one worshiper. Yes. So what exactly do they want? Okay, so this is it. Okay, the church has a guideline. You must go through their schools. Like most churches would, they've said that, okay, go through our school. Okay, what is the minimum criteria? Maybe you must have completed this particular, maybe discipleship or something. Yes. You have that. And also, you just ask some basic questions about spirituality, your work for God, work with God, just for them to understand that, okay, what's the difference between work for God and work with God? And then I remember when I joined the crowd and they told me to quote a Bible verse. And they just ask a lot of questions. So you just have like a guide to help you say, this is what we want to do. And in the process, when they come for audition, then through conversation, you get to know the kind of person they are. You can fill a form now and then you probably just pack it up. But when you have one-on-one conversation with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, just like you want to go and we want to apply for a work and you're going for an interview. Similar, like just like that. Okay. So because it's spiritual environment, then you keep asking questions. And also some people might bamboozle you with so much, and because you don't have time, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and you have a lot of people.
When they enter, they will not start.
They enter. That's where your leaders will help you. And like you said, you were talking about people complaining and Moses. Yes. There was actually Moses' father-in-law that said he should kill himself, that he should now dedicate. Yes. And I was listening to Pastor Kojo Imade some weeks ago, and he was saying that you have to be very careful of the people you get advice from. Yes. I think, did you see the podcast? Yes. So that's where, as a leader, somebody who's responsible for the music of your church, you must be very, very close to God. Yes. My former music director will say that before I choose you as a leader, I've gone to pray about it. And I believe that God is helping me not to regret that I made a leader. So once you establish that, okay, the people you are entrusting the job to will do a good job. So when people come in and they come with different characters, like you said, different spirit, different motive, different ideologies, it's a leader that will help you to put them in check. Truth be told, church is a hospital. Yes. You can't send them away. So what do? You put structures in place. If you do this, we have rules and regulations. You put all of those things through. The rules and regulation guides everybody. If somebody goes against it, you still cannot throw them away. Yes. You let them understand that, okay, this is the reason why we're punishing you. We're not trying to say, we just want to punish you for punishing you. It's like, okay, we are doing this because of this. You just have to abide by that rule. Truth be told, some people get away. Let me give you a typical example. We did the rehearsal one day and then, it was a video. I'm careful to say this. Most of the people that I thought would come and lead that song, it rained that Friday, and most of them went around for rehearsal. So we're left with some people, and then it was a battle to choose 3 people that will probably lead for those 3 services. At the end of the day, so I now called after rehearsal. Please, ma, you are doing third service. You are doing first service. So the lady probably thought she had first service.
Oh.
And she got to church. And I'm like, no, I said number 3. After that Sunday, the lady never came back because she felt like, why would you give me number 3? Why give me number 1? At that level, there's nothing you can do. The best you can do is, please, it's a mistake. But if the person feels like she's entitled, like I usually tell people, you serving in the house of God, it's a privilege.
Yes.
So don't take it as an entitlement. If they call you to come and lead with humility. In the process, you are human. You might offend 1 or 2 people.
Yes.
But the most important thing is your heart. Your heart matters a lot. I was reading 2 Samuel, towards the end of 2 Samuel, and David was talking to Solomon before he died. And he was talking about how the things he has achieved and how God has helped him. And he says that, and he was saying that, but bragging about his achievement, that, okay, this is what God has done through me and everything. And this is how my regime has been. And God confirmed it. And I'm like, the same David that did this, that did that, that this and that. But God still confirmed that he's a man after his own heart.
Yes.
So what does that tell us? It tells us that you might make mistakes.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is your heart right with God.
Yes.
So I hope I answered the question.
Yes. Take again. I can remember vividly that the carol is like one of the major things that a lot of people look out for. December, every December, there's this carol. And then, a lot of churches kind of like push their own carol to the back so that they can watch. And then people pick ideas from the carol. They'll watch maybe the previous one. They'll watch it. They'll do that same song in their church for their own carol this year. So what's the process like? What's the process like? The carol is an household name, and then people look up to the carol every single time that, I want to be part of this and I want to be doing this. So let me even start from the choir. What's like the process like?
Yeah. So in terms of process, when it comes to carol, like I said, preparation, clarity, commitment. First off, joining the choir and people sing every Sunday, they're already committed.
Yes.
So the carol gives them something to look forward to, apart from the regular operations of Sunday singing every Sunday. So maybe is that special music program like worship experience that we usually do, then also then carols, another thing, and maybe once in a while when we get invites from outside. So for the carol, so what we usually do is this: we're doing 13 songs. You can't start learning 13 songs in 2 months, in 3 months. Not just any other song, technical songs like the classical and other arranged songs. And so what do? It starts early. It starts maybe around June, July. In the process, you start introducing those songs at the rehearsal every weekend. And then you probably do a vigil once in a month to make sure that we have enough time. Vigil gives you enough time from, let's say, 10 to 6 a.m. We don't sleep in our rehearsal. Yeah, I'm not saying people don't doze off, but majority of people, like, we're always there from once we start 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. Maybe just 1 hour break for people to munch on something and relax, but not to go and sleep. Even at that, by the time we're having that break, people are probably gisting and everything. So like that, the vigil once in a month gives us more room to learn more songs and then move on like that till the end. So that's what the rehearsal process is like. In terms of the song, definitely if you are starting rehearsals in June, you must have had an idea of what you want to do in December.
Yes.
Even before the June, at least I'm privy to this. The music director will have had, okay, this is the direction we're going into. It might not be very, very clear, but at least you have an idea. Okay, this is what, let's say this theme is, A King is Born. You start looking at songs that are in line with that, on copyright songs, and then if it's an arranged song, you start arranging songs that goes in that direction. So basically, that's what we do. And then because people have been singing from January, and then carols like the highlights, okay, definitely there is this part of, I want people to know that I'm part of this choir.
Yes.
So people will definitely want to rehearse. I remember some years ago, I was working in one of the financial institutions, and so the branch they posted me to, a choir member to, or was in that branch then in 2014. And sometimes in the evening after almost close of business, the lady would just tell me, Kayode, come, let's rehearse. I'm telling you, that's how people will take score sheets to work.
Wow.
On the bus, people will be rehearsing. Like you just see how committed people are to the vision, because and that's, as a leader, that's where your communication skills matters. I remember music director would tell us this direction will have painted everything. At the end of the day, might not achieve everything, but at least he has already given you a picture of what he's trying to let us achieve. So him selling that to everybody, and everybody just lock in, like we say now, and then we start running with it.
Wow, that's that's amazing. Though. So I want you to also like talk about excellence as worship, not ego, because people kind of see excellence as, oh, they are doing too much, but it's not too much. God is worthy of our best. So like excellence as worship and not ego. Not like pride, oh, we are the best, but we give God the best.
Is it thin line?
Yes, actually, yes.
Yeah. There, you just have to be very, very excellent. It was in January, Pastor Boju was invited to sing 7 days of restoring worship.
Yes.
And he talked about the research that people did and the amount of money David spent. I'm sure you saw that too. And I was thinking about it like, okay, if David spent that kind of money, it means that majority of those people, of the people that were involved in worship during that time, must have been trained. And then even they have volunteers, it means the volunteers would probably be up to standards.
Yes.
So it's now left, if the volunteers say they don't want to collect money or something, let's just say they are paying them. Because they said they were on rotation, all of them like that. So that's excellence.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you must understand that what we are doing is unto God.
Yes.
As much as we want everybody to sing the right notes, sing it in the right tone, texture, with the right attitude, it must not be mechanical.
Yes.
And that's where the text of the song comes in. So when you are composing the song, did you just compose the song just because you are skillful, or because you are trying to glorify the God of the song itself? That's where spirituality comes in. So you can't remove excellence from God, but at the same time, you don't have to base everything on it. Has to be too excellent that the spirit behind it is lost.
It's lost.
So you just have to balance everything.
Wow. That's fantastic. So another question is, I hardly see choirs do traditional gospel. Now I feel like everybody's resolving back to CCM, all this contemporary. I'm not saying they're bad, but they have their place. I remember when I used to come for rehearsals then, 2014, 15, 16, like that. Traditional gospel, when you come for rehearsals, you think about your life, that you think, Barry, I've not started anything. I remember Byron Cage, all those John Pickey, remember Showers of Blessing? John Pickey, Showers of Blessing. So they are all like technical songs. They are all, those traditional gospel like that. So, and then these days now, you hardly see choirs produce stuff like that. And even people with the number, they're not using the numbers well. So...
Okay, I heard something during this week, and the person was talking about how people move from buying content to paying for clicks. What the person was trying to explain, all the streaming platforms now, compared to back then of CDs. He said back then, for you to buy CD and you're buying CD, you're buying quality upfront. Because if you have 10 songs in your album, it means at least 7 or 8 must make sense.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yes.
But now, it's just clicks and likes. Because as the attention span is getting shorter now.
Yes.
So people don't want to bore themselves with too much, like you said, technicality of the song. Just want something vibes, and like with the vibes and move on. Yeah, it's not bad. It's basically for marketability. The Byron Cage and the likes, because then we were proper choir members, proper choristers. I'm not saying nowadays.
Okay,
Don't get me wrong. But it was what was available back then.
Yes.
But now you see that those kind of songs now, if you release them, I was my way here, a friend of mine dropped me somewhere before getting to this place. The person was playing one particular song, I think it was Tasha called Blessing on Blessings. And I was listening to the structure of this song. I'm like, okay, so how does this song, what does this song falls into this modern day, this thing now? Because if you look at the likes of elevation worship and the likes and all of them, realize that they just put on simple songs that people can sing along and everybody just keep running with it. As a worshiper, as somebody just wants to listen to good music, fine. But for a proper choir member, listening to Byron Kejai and the likes, like, but it's what is something that's what we want to hear now. So, like my music director would say, for marketability, those kind of songs, they might not be marketable this period now. Although there is a guy in the US now, it's called Choir Room. I don't know.
Okay, Choir Room. Doing something.
He's doing something like trying to bring choir back.
Yeah,
choir, if you listen to his songs, it's in between both the Byron Cage and the likes, and we're just trying to marry both. Like, okay, we have a good choir feel, we have a simple line, and also we have a good harmony that is also so. It is what it is. But what I tell people now is that by the time you now want to do proper events, let's say a carol, something, if you don't make your choir to understand all this technical stuff, it will be very, very difficult. Even in our choir, at some point, some years ago, we faced that challenge. It's later we now told ourselves, you know what, guys, as much as we want to sing songs that are popular that people can sing along, also, let's keep doing all these technical songs, because the day will come, one wants to do Easter, you are singing the classical songs. You cannot sing a classical piece like G.F. Handel's song without being technical. You want to do carol and you're looking for one powerful song like Eddie James. You cannot. You just have. It means that you are going to spend more time rehearsing those kind of songs because the things that will have made you better in the first place, you've neglected them. So you just have to understand. Like, so that's where you understanding your choir comes in. Okay, this choir, do we just want to be known for singing what is trending now, or we just still want to maintain our standard a little here, a be all rounder? So it depends on what you want to do. If you want to do just pure contemporary, what is obtainable now, it's fine.
Yes.
And if your choir still want to appeal to people across all ages, then you cannot neglect those Byron Cage. But truth be told, if you see most people now that are grounded, like you said, those songs really help them a lot. So it depends. You as a music director decide what do you want to do. Okay, we'll sing song that is trending, but at the same time, we will not neglect the technicality aspect. All those songs that the tall, more fizzy, all those things helps. By the time you hear those things, it helps you.
Yeah, because when you listen to songs like that, it actually help you grow. Because this time you can even predict the progression of songs, the marketable songs. You can predict.
Should I tell you something? Most of the time when you bring all these songs, I don't want to mention any. I'm just like, you guys have comedy.
Exactly.
Some of them
because it's not even challenging.
It's not challenging because some of them don't even score the song before they come for rehearsal. They know that when they get to rehearsal, by the time they listen 1, 2, 3, 4 times, because there's nothing. It's the same thing they do over and over and over again. Today's rehearsal, we learned some 2, 3, 4 songs. Normally, if you want to learn a Byron Cage song, you must have listened to it over.
Yes, over and over.
Today we listen to some songs. I don't want to call the song. In 15 minutes, we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4 songs. 15, 20 minutes per song. We're done. And we've moved on. And it's not as if you are trying to tell our choir members, do this. You just say, okay, this is what they did. Repetition. So,
I remember Blessing of Abraham, Donald Lawrence.
There are two versions.
Yeah, there are 2 versions, yes. So I remember that a lot.
Or is it Rain Kotka?
Yeah, Kotka. Jesus Rain. A lot of things like that. So, but where do you see the choir in the next 3, 4, 5 years? Now,
choir generally.
Yeah, choir generally. Like, so my main point is, do we have the directors who can actually do the main job, or we just have people who are available who can just lead the thing? So, but where do you see choir in the next years? Or are we just going to be having choirs that will just do contemporary songs and then that's fine? So the contemporary I'm not saying is bad, But I'm just saying for standard purpose. So
Okay, so before I joined the choir, I've always been in Anglican church.
Okay.
And Anglican, Catholic, the like Methodist, strictly classics and then classicals and then hymns and the likes. So when I joined this choir now, it's like, okay, the music director then trying to balance both classical and contemporary music. So it's represents what I said earlier. As a music director, and then as music director in a church, you must understand your pastor.
Yes.
If your pastor is somebody who is not into classical songs, you'll be doing yourself a lot of disservice by singing classical songs. Yes. So for us, it has been working for us. We sing both classical and contemporary music. For some groups, it's just pure contemporary music. So so what I know is that as long as the church remains and there is church, at some point, I don't want to talk too much. It was more of, okay, people are doing away with. A friend of mine is in one church now. I don't want to mention the church. He said, I was talking about BTC choir, Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. And I was like, BTC is Wash Church. But the BTC choir is still standing till this. At some point, I remember in 2017, when the likes of Gratitude and Avalanche came in, and it was as if people are doing away with choir, and then just small groups.
Bands.
Today, the choir is still standing. So it's God's work. If God says, okay, we still want to have a large choir, this guy in the US is still doing it. What's his name? Ricky Dillard.
Okay, yes.
A lot of people. Potter's House, Bishop's House. So the choir will still be there. So it might not be as large as you want it, but you still have a choir. Because the choir is just to minister in songs, just like trying to bring what the pastor is saying from preaching to people to sing it. Some people might not hear the words preaching, but it's the song that goes with them and they go on. Even now, the youth church of our church now, before their own services, they just come, sing praise worship, pastor preaches, and they try to do something. Now they're even trying to be more structured now, saying that they want to be singing closeout songs. Before you know it starts becoming more organized. At the beginning, it might be like, okay, we are becoming flexible, but structure will come in, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
Just like church, then you see churches, they say, we are not the regular church. At the end of the day, by the time you do all those things, you are just trying to set the pattern. At the time you do 1, 2, 3, 4 years, it become like a pattern for you, and then just become the structure. Choir will still be there. You can't go away. That's it. I've been in this choir for 18 years.
Wow. 18.
I'm up past joining because we've not even recruited this year, and people are complaining that they want to join the choir.
Wow.
So what are you saying? Except the set man says he has received vision from everyone, they just start the choir.
Oh boy. Wow. So how do you undo difficult people in the choir? So now difficult people in the choir in the sense that you lead people and then people can be funny. So and then I'm very sure that you've seen different cases, you've experienced different things. Like there are people who feel that they know too much. There's people who feel like, where I'm coming from, I know certain things. I can do this thing better than this person. So how do you undo difficult people I know there's structure in place already, so I'm just asking for people who don't really have the number. Because for example, now your place now, if somebody's messing up, you can give another person to do something. So, but in a place where they don't have too many people, but they are just difficult people. Now, these difficult people are also talented people. You can't do away with them too. But there are some that you can send. You can send them out of the choir. So, but how do you undo difficult people in the choir?
That's where talent management comes in.
Okay.
So, you don't want to be biased that there's no way you not have your favorites.
Yes, of course.
And you don't want it to be too open
obvious.
And people will be like, okay, why is this person like a sacred cow? So difficult people for a large choir, because you have plenty of people. Like we're not talking about a small choir now. I remember the Singles Fellowship. When you're part of the Singles Fellowship, and sometimes in January I was having a conversation with one of my that were together. I said, Kayode, it's nice, oh, but back then it was just too difficult. You'd be angry with us. Because I remember then, the so-called less technical people or less skillful people, they come to rehearsal on time. And the ones that can sing, they will not be coming late.
Yes.
For me, it doesn't make sense. So you have a punishment, but I'll still let you do what you need to do so that people will understand that, okay, I'm not trying to give you a special treatment. So that's where you need to manage them. Managing them in terms of if they mess up, if they probably do something wrong, you punish them. But at the same time, you not deprive them of the rights that their own rights.
Yes.
So you just have to manage everybody, try to create a balance. And also, that's where you have to work. Somebody who is less technical today, you pay more attention to them. So I bring them up to speed and let them be so that you not create so much headache for yourself. The more skillful your group is, the less headache you have. Just balance, manage their talents. And if somebody is feeling too big, I have this idea that it's not an idea, I know. It's God's work, it will not suffer.
Yes, of course.
Because you are there today, that's why. If you're not there today, somebody else will come.
Yes.
We've been in fix. Like, I've seen it times over and over again. Like, it's as if this thing is going to fail. It's like somebody, because God is in it, somebody will just come. It was last week I was telling, it was a male song we were supposed to lead. And all the guys were doing somehow. I just told them, you know what? If all of you decide that you're not going to lead this song, me, I've thought about it before I got it. We will do a choir version. The part that you think the lead singer will sing, all of us will sing that part and we'll be fine.
Yeah, of course.
So you must get to that point that you must, nobody should hold you to ransom.
Yes.
I'm not saying you should be too hard on your people, but just be more creative, and in the process you realize that it's you'll be a better person and it will be better in what they do.
Yes.
That's it.
Fantastic. So I think this will be the final question. So what does an effective rehearsal look like?
Effective rehearsal. Okay, so on an average rehearsal day, before we go for rehearsal, we have what is called a schedule.
Yes, I do.
Okay, we're spending 3 hours in this rehearsal. First 30 minutes, prayer, worship, testimony. The next 10 minutes, vocal warm up. The next 15 minutes, you want to talk to people, probably just do some musical stuff, like, okay, maybe musical knowledge and all those things, and let people understand, okay, this is why you're doing this, and then you go into your rehearsal proper. But there are so many things that happen during the week before you come for rehearsal. Yes. You must have sent this song to them to save people stand up, because people are very busy. You take the pain of scoring the song, or you give the somebody to score the song, to write it out in sulfur, if your choir is good with sulfur. If they are not, you can probably just do a voice note. Yes. And then when you come, so you split everything in, and then everybody sings together. And then you just allocate time to each section of your rehearsal. With that, I'm not saying when it's 15 minutes, you cut down. Sometimes people start, so just make sure that you manage the people's time and you don't drag this rehearsal for too long. And that's where who you are teaching the song, you must have known what you want to come and teach. Because even at that, some people still come and be like, but this thing is not it. Because you've heard what you heard. I'm not saying you should be very rigid. Sometimes you're scoring a song, you might not pay attention to 1 or 2 notes, and somebody has heard it. So pay attention. Don't let it drag for too long. Yes. As long as you don't go out of, like my pharmacy director will say, this is how to do it. If you go do A, B, C, the technical, which is the scientific part of it, you won't go out of range. If something is different, it might just be very, very minute. Because you're doing a copyright song, the truth of the matter is you might not get it 100%. Yes. Because you are doing it by ear, not written. Not written. Yes. So just make sure that you don't drag every section of your rehearsal for too long. And then if you are doing 1 hour stage rehearsal, make it 1 hour. Then you must have worked with your instrumentalist, make sure that they've scored their parts. For us, we have a separate room where choir rehearse, and then where the band rehearse. So by the time we come for stage, we're just putting everything together. Yes. And if you have plenty lead singer trying to do the song during your own time that you're doing your rehearsal, must have been trying a lot. Not that you are coming to stage and you're now using them for trying. No, don't do that. By the time you're doing your rehearsal in your choir room, you must have been eliminating people from there. Like, okay, this person you're trying, but no, this is not what I want. And then you probably reserve the people that you feel like they can sing the song. Sometimes, because you hear a song of like this 1 or 2, 3 people will be able to do it, probably call them during a break. And if other people says they want to try to, don't discourage them. Let everybody come. Do your rehearsal, but make sure that there is time and you don't drag it for long. If you're doing 3 hours, make your rehearsal interesting so that people can come again next time.
Fantastic. So, but this is just the last part. So I'll just ask some questions. So it's just this or that question. So for example, maybe yeah, but they're just personal questions for you, Sha. So coming. Okay, so for you, classical or contemporary gospel?
Classical.
Classical. Okay. Okay. So sheet music or learning by ear?
That's difficult though. Because I've chosen classical now. I have to watch it. But learning by ear makes you improves your musicality, to be honest. I'll say learning by ear. It's good.
Okay. So live band or tracks?
Definitely live band.
Live band. Okay.
It brings room for creativity and additional things into it.
Traditional choir robes or modern outfits?
Traditional choir.
Okay. Long rehearsals or short rehearsals?
What am I doing? I don't like this thing. Short rehearsal. Okay, if everybody knows, if all of us know what we're doing, I was skillful. What are we staying long rehearsals for? Let's also need to go and move on to something else.
So strict rehearsals or relaxed rehearsals?
Is there in between answer?
There's no in between.
I prefer relaxed rehearsal.
Relaxed. Are you sure?
Yeah. I tried this or that.
Yes.
There's no room for
Okay.
relax. The rehearsal should not be tensed. So it should be relaxed.
So which is difficult on stage? Remembering harmony or lyrics? Which one do you think is difficult on stage? To remember harmony or to remember lyrics?
Lyrics is more difficult though, because if you have played the song over and over again, you must have been able to know the harmonized part, like it's going, this is the way it's going. But sometimes lyrics can just like I usually say that I tell people that when I'm conducting, I don't know lyrics, but if I'm singing, I will know the lyrics.
Okay, talent or character?
John C. Maxwell. If I'm going with John C. Maxwell, character over talent.
Character, okay. Discipline or flexibility?
Discipline.
Yeah. Structure or creativity? Let us flow or let us...
Structure is better.
Structure, okay. Okay. Okay, so just saying... okay, I don't think that's a good question to say.
Okay,
ministry or performance? I think they go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. You cannot.
Okay, so at this point now, so what people we can defend? So this question is what people we can defend. So it's also this or that. Soprano people or alto people.
I like the soprano voice. I'm sorry. There's a correlation between their voices and their faces.
I think alto people, they have pride.
It's not pride. They are stubborn.
They are stubborn.
So I don't. My people will come for me. To see this. Let me just keep my mouth shut. If I explain now, they will come for me. Let me keep my mouth shut.
Tenor or bass?
I like bass, but just that I cannot sing it. I like bass actually.
Okay. Early morning rehearsal or late night rehearsals or video rehearsals?
I like video. Yeah, because they are places you are not going anywhere. Everybody's together.
Yeah, nobody's rushing.
Nobody's rushing.
Okay, we've come to the end. Do you prefer large choir or a small group?
I like large choir, to be honest.
Yes.
But I've gone to places that it's just a small group.
Small group, yes.
There's nothing you can do. You just have to work with them. It's good though, because it helps. The smaller the group, like we say, is the more creative you are, and then you'll be able to focus on individuals. But there's this feel that comes with handling in that group. It comes with capacity. The more you're able to handle something big, then because with large group comes. That's why you see somebody, a soprano, is doing something, so I actually learned this the hard way, because you are thrown to there to lead a choir, and just to handle the choir, you being a choir member, a part leader, you play with your people, and then now say, okay, you're handling everybody. Now, people that you have played with, and you're trying to say, stop, and they're like, it's not you. Guy, forget, leave story. And then you switch, and then you start looking for scapegoats. Hey, you start changing just to be tough. But over time, I realize that we cannot pick what everybody is doing. If you do that, you make other things like I said, and then people will just say, "What's wrong? Are you trying to show off?" So that choir is good. People will come for you, they will get on your nerves. And that's where you build your own capacity as a leader, because what they are doing is they think they are doing it to your ability to overlook things, your ability to be able to say, okay, fine, no matter what you will do, I must achieve my results. And I just result oriented. Definitely there are some cases that you just have to make sure that this person you deal with that person. And then don't be personal.
Yeah.
And we've got cases that be like, hey, why are you always on my neck? Okay. What I'm doing now, after rehearsal, I've gone on, I go and reflect. But if you say, because I'm a leader and somebody offends you and you're trying to revenge that person, you are doing yourself disservice. Yes. I'm sure if you read your Bible, Saul and all those things, don't be personal. If some person messes up, deal with that person based on what that issue and then move on. And I feel like if this person may feel, okay, you are dealing with us because you have one or two issues. For instance, 2 weeks ago, there's this soprano lady, we don't talk. And on stage, people know that, I'm sure the people that are backing up, if you're not singing right, I will give you face. This lady was chopping her mouth. She didn't even know the arrangement. I just took my eyes away from her to avoid that issue of you're bullying me and let's other section leaders deal with it. So if that's your own way of managing people to not to be personal, just find a way of managing it. Don't be personal because it will not speak well of you as a leader, and then just at the end of the day, want to go home and sleep very well. Thank you.
Traditional gospel or CCM?
Traditional gospel.
So the last one, just your advice for upcoming music directors. Just your advice.
What do I say now? So, if you are aspiring to be music director, for a church setting, spirituality is very, very important. Yes. You cannot take that away from you. And then also, don't be rigid. Be flexible. Be yourself. Don't try to, for instance, if somebody has been in that position before you, and then they are not saying you should come and undo, don't try to say you want to outdo the other person. In the process, you'll be setting up yourself for too much pressure, and if case not taking failure, God will say it through you. Like you're trying to outdo yourself. Just be yourself. If it's something simple that you know that you can handle for now, that you can undo, and then also leverage on people. Yes. Don't assume that you know it or like you know more than them. You can their own or little idea, creativity comes in, and I've seen that over time and time again. It still happens today because I went for a rehearsal, and at the rehearsal we didn't know how the song. Okay, this is what we want it to be, but as people were singing, people were just dropping ideas, and before you know it, the whole thing came together, and we're able to have an effective rehearsal. So just leverage on people, be yourself, and pray. Hear God. If you are creating songs, make sure that you're not creating songs just because you want it to trend. Create song and allow it, and let God and Holy Spirit do the work, the remaining part of the work. Thank you.
Thank you so much for for your time. I appreciate this. And then thank you so much. If you have questions, you can just drop your questions here. For now, say bye.